these brand new concoctions. What better way to test whether or not something is going to work than on a guy like an offensive lineman in the NFL or a running back in the NFL that's blown his knee out and needs to get back to his all-pro status. And he's got a huge contract year coming up. And let's showcase how fast these things can recover a body. We don't care about the outcome down the road. Yeah. We don't care about the residual damage that is being done to the brain and the body that will disable this individual significantly for the rest of their life. And it's really not going to address the problem more than we're going to prey on this individual's superior mindset of overachieving. And what we give him will make his brain believe that he is being dealt with in his medical condition by our drugs. And instead, the reality was that Vicodins and Percocets and Loratabs and Darvocets and naproxen and codeine and morphine and on down the line, every one of these drugs that we were given, I was given in bulk, and was able to purchase on the black market way easier than purchasing marijuana of pills by doctors at doctors' offices, because it was a free-for-all. And, my life was, because of that era, in a scenario, post-football career, where I was in and out of the hospital, in and out of the ER constantly, experiencing seizures, migraines off the charts, light sensitivity, arthritis, of course, bone on bone in nearly every joint, and dealing with, again, the loss of my life, my career, who I was, all of these other things, and this disease called CTE that is very real. And so at the end of it, of taking these pharmaceuticals, which, preyed on those injuries and those things even more mentally than I ever thought possible, than I ever knew. And that was not told to me. And so these real things and conditions and disabilities were a daily part of my life, and it was becoming not worth living. So I gave my life to God, and God gave me cannabis one day and let me find my strain. As I gave his plant its opportunity, it was the only thing I never really gave a full shot at. And all these people, friends and family, others, around me were talking about how, they can go through and they know what different strains they're using of cannabis now. And there's a difference in this and that. It's not just weed, and I gave it its chance because, I had the opportunity to use it every now and then throughout my NFL career. It helped me eat, it helped me sleep, it helped me be happy, these things. I had no idea that it could resolve light sensitivity within, a couple inhalations, that it could resolve bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, all these things I've been diagnosed with because of this disease, CTE, that they don't want to really fully acknowledge. So they diagnose you with all these other conditions. And I've not had one episode of vertigo in 6 years. My life is have been under control like I never thought possible. And I've cured neuropathy, to plantar fasciitis, to athlete's foot. And my life is a living testimony daily.
Yeah, you talk about
all these different things.
Talk about an epidemic that's out there, just the opioid epidemic. I tell you something, this is a little public service announcement too. This will probably sicken you. So I just took on caretaking my mom, who's in her late 70s, pre-dementia, and I started going through her medication with a new doctor up here in Montana. The doctor was absolutely mortified the amount of opioids that her Medicare doctor had put her on down in California. And come to find out, it was more out of pure laziness. My mom said, I can't sleep at night because she's got anxiety and all these things associated with dementia. Well, instead of trying to figure it out, he just added another opioid to the prescription list. And the doctor up here is absolutely mortified over it. So, those of you that are dealing with anything, please look and double check what your doctors are telling you, or seek a second opinion, because it's not always the best opinion to get on more opioids.
Well, my grandfather passed away of Alzheimer's disease a few months ago. And in the beginning stages, I begged them. I begged my family, his doctors. I begged them all to let me use CBD on him. And they refused. And at the end of it, and, the progression of it over the last couple years before his death, I guess a couple of those people started hearing maybe from other people that they knew, that they respected outside of me, and had told them that might work. And we were giving my grandfather CBD up until his last days, probably for about the last 6 months of his life. And it was a night and day shift. And I know my grandfather would be here today if they would have allowed me that opportunity in the beginning. And so I tell people that in the beginning I begged them, and in the end they begged me, because they even didn't believe it after they first saw it, and they thought, oh, maybe it's the other things that we're giving him that he's made this turnaround for, and they decided to take him off the CBD, because they thought their magical potions could work, right? And they had that hope. And they couldn't believe that this plant would just completely blow their minds. And, they took my grandfather off of it in the beginning he was on it for about a few weeks. And they're like, let's take him off the CBD now. And they were begging. It was a 5-alarm fire. They were calling so fast, bringing everybody off the hook. Can get some CBD down here now.
Wow.
And it's sad. It's unfortunate. And, we've lost too many people in this life to, ignorance. This doesn't have to happen. People can educate themselves on this on their own. And again, live a healthy life, a life that they never thought possible.
Kyle, I think it's pretty clear by now on this phone call how you feel about COVID and what's happening out there. But it doesn't change the reality that a lot of people live in a different mindset than you and I do. What are you doing to stay driven during this time, to just plow through the clutter? How are you staying motivated and keeping going every day?
Well, this whole COVID thing has just got everything turned upside down. Who knows what's going to happen in this future? The only thing I do know is that if these people would listen, we have the cure. I've said it. It's been backed by science around the world now, by multiple scientific organizations, research groups, from Israel to Canada to everywhere but America. And it's just, unfortunate. I don't know where we go in the future, what's going to happen, because these people are denying the opportunity for God to work, for God's plan to have its day. And, I can only say so much. More people need to continue to be educated and have these experiences by committing to cannabis. Drop your aspirin, drop your Aleve, drop all your protein shakes, drop all your supplements, drop everything, and trust this plant. Your cannabinoid system is in charge. And if you balance your cannabinoid system, your body is made to be amazing. It is not made to sit and be degenerative. If it is functioning properly, it is made to last. As the Bible has said, many of people have lived way past 100, and we're talking into 150, reaching up to 200s. And I believe those stories because those people didn't have synthetic medications. And those who would have found cannabis and these other opportunities in plant-based medicine and understanding diets, then the future is unbelievably bright, considering this dark cloud of gloom that these morons want to keep us under in this minor respiratory virus state. Unbelievable.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, I thought I saw in some of your posts some new music coming out. Are you playing music again? You got an album coming out or something?
Yeah, I'm really working on, getting my life back. Has been a real kind of a slow process, but not, in the considering the time and everything that's happened. And getting my life is working on right now with my guys back in Nashville. We're back and forth on the phone, and I'm sending them all kinds of ideas and songs. And before now, my music was real personal. It will be in the future here, but I'm gonna go back to Nashville and try to get lost for a little bit and maybe create some cool music that people enjoy, and they might forget about me as a football player.
Well, I hope when you decide to go back to Nashville and get lost, you invite me so I can get lost with you for a couple days, man. I love that town.
Yeah, Nashville's a great place. We lived there for 7 years after my football career. Didn't really want to leave, was forced to because of my health situation, and was fortunate to get back here. And I'm from here though, in California, and this is my home. So my wife's from Tennessee, but living there for 7 years was a great experience. I love Nashville, all the people, everything about it. It was a great blend of the West Coast and the South, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. And we might not. Hey, if California keeps going the way they're going, I mean, I still got young kids. We may be studying abroad this year in Nashville, Tennessee, according to my wife.
Well, I can think of worse places to be.
Yeah.
Well, look, man, I appreciate you checking in. I can't wait to hear what music you're coming out with. I love all your stuff that you've put out in the past. I listen to it often. Kind of brings me back home a little bit. So take care of yourself out there. Enjoy the family. Keep pushing on what you're pushing. I'm going to keep following you on Instagram because I love your content. If you want to follow Kyle, it's KYLE_Turley, TURLEY. And you can stay up with Kyle. So good talking to you, brother.
Always great to be with you, Jim. Thank you, brother.
All right. Well, it's always good to catch up with Kyle. Clearly, he was on the phone in the car. He's heading to be with his family down in Newport. I think they have family photos tonight. Speaking of travel and getting out and about, if you're thinking about heading down to Baja, many of you know I've got my Baja United Wines and Baja Unido Cerveza. There are some things that are open down there, but if you are interested in crossing the border and just getting away from Southern California or wherever you're at, check in with Baja Bound Insurance. They've got a great website. They will let you know what's going on. And if you need car insurance while you're down there, you can get that from them actually just over the phone. You don't have to go anywhere. But they've got a great travel page on their website for getting away. They've got some of the wineries that we work with, or surf spots, or hotels, and all those good things. So there's probably some options out there if you're just looking to get out. And thanks for tuning in. If you like the show, if you liked hearing from Kyle, let me know. Send me an email. Stay tuned with us. I always love your feedback. If you hate the show, I want to know about that too. And just tell me why so that I can either make it better or decide to be different. So thanks again. We will be delivering the Answer is Yes podcast to you tomorrow. I've got another great guest. Looking forward to getting that out. It's up to you. The door is open wide. You could be larger.